Hello there and welcome to the Sleepy Science channel. Tonight, we drift inward into the strange and beautiful landscape of personality, that quiet constellation of traits, memories, and emotions that makes you uniquely you. So before you get comfortable, take a second to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is. It's always fascinating to see our little midnight community scattered across the globe. Now, dim the lights and let's ease into tonight's quiet adventure together. Personality is the fingerprint of the mind, yet it shimmers and shifts like mist, never fixed, never simple. It's molded by the genes of your ancestors and sculpted by the 1,000 little moments that make up your story. Inside it lives your courage and fear, your humor and kindness, all swirling in secret patterns that shape how you love, think, and dream. Science is still mapping this mysterious terrain, from molecules to memories, from electrical sparks to entire temperaments. Each study reveals another thread in the tapestry. Tonight, we'll wander through that inner cosmos together, exploring what makes each of us recognizably human, yet endlessly unique. So just breathe, let your shoulders relax, let curiosity take the wheel. Deep within your cells, your DNA quietly hums with possibility. Certain gene sequences make you more sensitive to rewards, quicker to recover from stress, or more attuned to emotion. Your biology sketches the blueprint for empathy, impulse, and focus. But DNA isn't destiny, it's more like a draft. Every friendship, heartbreak, and choice you make edits the script. This conversation between genes and experience is called epigenetics, the science of how your life literally rewrites you. Your personality is alive, constantly shifting as your cells respond to the world around you. Even identical twins' genetic carbon copies aren't perfect mirrors. Raised apart, they still share uncanny traits, the same humor, the same tastes, sometimes even the same career paths. Yet the small quirks shaped by different lives prove something wonderful, that experience is an artist too. Genes build the stage, but experience writes the lines. Decades of twin studies reveal that while biology hums the melody, environment adds the harmony. Some twins separated at birth laugh the same way or fall in love with similar types of people. Others diverge completely, sculpted by the randomness of life. In each pair, nature and nurture dance a duet of biology and experience, painting the same portrait in different light. Inside your skull, billions of neurons form tangled highways of thought and feeling. When scientists trace these pathways, they find distinct signatures that whisper who you are. Extroverted brains often show stronger links between reward circuits and attention networks wired to seek novelty, connection, and energy from the outside world. Introverted brains, on the other hand, glow brighter in regions tied to reflection and imagination, thriving on inner worlds instead of outer noise. Neither wiring is superior. There's simply two elegant strategies for existing, one feeding on the pulse of others, the other fueled by quiet contemplation. Your mind's architecture sets the tempo of your thoughts, the rhythm of your interactions, the balance between solitude and company. Personality isn't something you wear, it's the melody you hum when no one's listening. Your default brain network, the one that activates when you daydream, holds a mirror to your essence. It's where your mind wanders when left alone, where your imagination builds universes, where memory and meaning intertwine, in that soft drift between focus and fantasy. You meet yourself, the hidden architect behind every thought, every feeling, every dream. As the wandering mind roams free, it activates the brain's default mode network, like flipping the switch on an imaginative playground. Here, areas responsible for daydreaming, reflecting, and reminiscing dance in bright colors of creativity. Far from being mere distractions, daydreamers engage in a vibrant rehearsal of creativity, empathy, and problem solving, all while their awareness takes a backseat. It's like a backstage pass to the show of our inner lives, showcasing that dreamy drift is a powerful neural activity. Interestingly, how we navigate our inner world, whether with curiosity or anxiety, mirrors the dynamics of this neural network. In peaceful states, the network paints masterpieces of insight and vision, while a restless mind can amplify anxiety. It's as if the same brain circuitry that takes us into fantasy also equips us for conversations, artistic creation, and planning our next great adventure. Every thought is a mental dress rehearsal for reality before we hit play with actual words. Diving deeper, our genetic makeup plays a starring role in this narrative, influencing how we feel and react. Some genes subtly sway our emotional tone, managing neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, the mind's colorful mood changes. For instance, those with a certain serotonin transporter gene might find stress like a huge looming wave, while others have a built-in surfboard of resilience. Yet, it's not all about genetics. The environment and learning give context to our neurochemical story. Consider this. While your genes might provide hints on your emotional tendencies, your life experiences crank that volume up and down. Just a single letter change in our DNA can alter entire emotional landscapes, giving power to those tiny molecular variations. They're like fine-tuning the strings of a beloved instrument, whether it prompts bold behavior or cautious contemplation. These micro-edits paint each unique portrait of individuality across the human experience. Childhood, the formative stage of personality development, can be a wild ride. If a child's world is fraught with unpredictability, the brain adapts for survival, becoming sensitized to emotions. Unfortunately, this can lead to adult personalities teetering on the edges of anxiety or heightened empathy for those in distress. But fear not, resilience often grows from the same soil, especially with supportive relationships that anchor us, potentially turning a turbulent past into an empowered future where calm and trust flourish. But the plot thickens. Our personalities can subtly morph through long-term meditation. Regular meditation isn't just about achieving inner peace, it's a full-blown brain remodel. The architecture of the mind shifts, sculpting our thought processes as we journey toward deeper awareness and heightened emotional resilience. It's like a personal renovation project, where the old chaotic structure transforms into a serene sanctuary for thoughts to thrive. Ultimately, this grand tale of personality evolution emerges from a delightful blend of genetics, environment, and conscious choice. We're all participants in an ongoing evolutionary experiment, constantly tweaking our internal symphony of behaviors and perspectives. With every experience, our minds adjust, adapt, and even flourish, weaving incredible stories of resilience, empathy, and courage across the expansive canvas of human individuality. So, whether you're daydreaming of unicorns or wrestling with worries, remember it's all part of the intricate dance of being wonderfully you. When researchers peek inside our brains using brain imaging, they find something wonderful: regions responsible for attention, compassion, and emotional regulation growing thicker. This marvel implies that as we hone our awareness, a magical transformation begins. Individuals report feeling less like emotional pinballs bouncing around and more like calm pools of patience and openness. It's like training a puppy. Our nervous system learns to pause, quelling impulsive tendencies, transforming our typically scattered minds into serene observers. Imagine the mind becoming a tranquil lake, where the ripples of thoughts and feelings are just passing weather rather than storms that dictate our behavior. Through consistent meditation, we gain superpowers for emotional balance, reshaping our inner selves grain by grain, breath by breath. It's a gentle sculpting of temperament that makes personality trait rigidity seem like a flexible yoga pose. With practice, we master the art of moving from mere reaction to graceful observation. But let's talk about sleep. Oh, glorious sleep. Your nightly snooze not only refreshes your body but does wonders for your mood too. Poor sleep sends your emotional circuits into disarray, like a bad jam session with your favorite band. Your prefrontal cortex, the maestro of impulse and empathy, loses sync with the amygdala, the stirrer of alarm bells. The result, a crankier version of yourself with the patience of a gnat. Studies show that those who enjoy quality sleep have emotional regulation, scores that could win awards, plus a higher dose of agreeableness that brightens their interactions. Even small adjustments can rewire your mood. Early bedtimes, cozy darkness, and a slower pace can help recalibrate both sleep and perspective. Just picture sleep as a nightly maintenance crew tending to your brain's needs, clearing out debris and restoring harmony. Waking up after a solid night's sleep isn't just about clarity. It's like coming back equipped with kindness, humor, and a warm outlook. Each dream cycle becomes an emotional rehearsal, turning our minds into gentle, hopeful gardens, instead of tangled weeds. On a fascinating note, our gut bacteria are undercover agents influencing our mood and personality. All while they munch on snacks, the microbiome chats with the brain through the vagus nerve, working like a team of secretive chefs tweaking emotions. Some bacteria even serve up neurotransmitters like serotonin, which can sprinkle optimism and resilience onto our daily lives. A balanced gut can mean calmer emotional signals to the brain. Studies suggest that letting probiotics work there. Magical changes in gut composition could subtly alter our social behaviors, almost like a hidden support band for our personality. Let's not forget the difference between introverts and extroverts, especially regarding dopamine. It's often thought of as the feel-good chemical, but it's really about how eagerly we chase after rewards. Extroverts thrive in loud, bustling environments, their dopamine receptors lighting up brighter than a green traffic signal. On the other hand, introverts may find that same vibrant buzz overwhelming. Imagine a surprise party on a Tuesday morning. Yikes. For introverts, the nourishing magic unfolds in calm focus, deeper conversations, and still moments rather than constant high-energy thrills. Their nervous systems tune into softer frequencies. It's not that they dislike social interactions, they just operate better in gentler settings, savoring connections that breathe instead of shout. Both introverted and extroverted traits have their smarts, a dance between the outside world and the tranquility of inner exploration. Finally, the prefrontal cortex shines in conscientious folks, nestled right behind the forehead. This powerhouse aids in planning, impulse control, and maintaining order in the chaotic circus of life. With this cognitive ally in your corner, navigating diverse challenges becomes much smoother. Each little decision, note, or plan you create becomes a beautiful symphony, weaving together the complexities of existence and helping you stay focused amid distractions. We're all unique symphonies, each scoring our own tunes in this captivating adventure called life. Individuals who score high on conscientiousness are the dependable stalwarts of society. These folks are the ones who have their lives meticulously organized. Think of them as the ultimate planners. Their mental braking system is in full gear, preventing rash decisions. Instead of hurtling into action, they slow down, ponder, and ask themselves, is this really wise? This conscientiousness creates a strong sense of predictability, as they often foresee consequences looming on the horizon, like a life coach you never asked for. However, there's a flip side to this conscientiousness coin. While these people can keep chaos at bay, their minds often buzz with pressure and guilt. It's a bit like being stuck in a constant cycle of planning for the future while worrying that they might drop the ball for others. This forward-thinking mindset can be burdensome, but it's also what helps them stick to goals, maintain healthy habits, and cultivate a sense of self-respect. Think of them as superheroes, just with a touch more dread. about disappointing their friends. Now, enter those high on openness, the imaginative wizards of our time. Their brains are like social media feeds where every area finds a way to communicate, logic and emotion blend seamlessly, and their sensory regions team up with memory and language like a finely tuned orchestra. When they hear an intriguing tune, they might not just listen, they see colors dancing in their minds or cook up imaginative concepts that could change the world. For them, where others see a mess, they spot a creativity buffet filled with possibilities. This constant cross-pollination of thoughts makes highly open individuals flexible in the unknown, uncertainty. But they eat it for breakfast. When the average person panics about ambiguity, these folks are ready to remix reality into something fresh and inspiring. Their brains are creativity powerhouses, always generating new ways to navigate the world. If creativity were a sport, someone high in openness would be the reigning champion. On the other hand, those high in neuroticism can't be overlooked. They're like emotional historians, with vivid memories of what makes their hearts race or their palms sweat. Often labeled as flawed, neurotic individuals actually have finely tuned nervous systems. Their brains over-communicate warning signals, making experiences of embarrassment or fear stick like adhesive tape. While this heightened emotional recall can turn everyday stresses into personal catastrophes, it also sharpens their instincts for detecting harm or social tension. Neurotic individuals possess a unique gift. They're super aware of potential pitfalls and emotional states in others. It's like they have an early warning system that keeps scanning for trouble. So while they may appear anxious, it's really just their minds working overtime to avoid any disaster lurking around the corner. This level of vigilance can be exhausting, but it helps them navigate the messiness of relationships with a keenly tuned sense of empathy. Lastly, let's shine a light on the agreeable crowd, those warm-hearted peacemakers who practically vibrate in sync with others. Their brains are like a duet, harmonizing with everyone they encounter. In conversations, they resonate with the emotions and feelings of those around them, creating an inviting atmosphere that reduces tension and fosters connection. However, just as an electric guitar can drain the battery, spending extended time in tense situations can lead to emotional exhaustion for these empathetic souls, leaving them depleted. Their gift of bonding comes with the price of needing plenty of restorative me time to recharge their emotional batteries. Beneath the surface of our everyday lives lies an intricate nervous system whispering, "I want us to be all right." Believe it or not, your handwriting holds little nuggets of insight into your temperament. After all, handwriting is a quirky dance of motor behavior, muscle, and nervous system combined with habit, frozen in the ink, while graphology may seem more like a crystal ball trick. Patterns between writing styles and personality do pop up like old friends at a reunion. Take those who press down hard while writing. They often have emotions that scream urgency. They're like the dramatic actors of the page, heavy on intensity. In contrast, those who scribble with tiny, tight letters could likely be cautious. Think of them as the meticulous librarians of the writing world. And let's not forget the gregarious types who favor open loops and round letters, hinting at their spontaneous and sociable nature. And the slant, oh boy. Lean forward and you're saying yes. Let's engage, lean back, and we've got a hold your horses type. It's like a psychological dance, but there's no ball in sight. The brain is a remarkable piece of work, capable of shifting personality faster than a chameleon changes color. After a brain injury, someone could morph from a composed thinker into a wild card. Imagine your shy friend suddenly belting out karaoke. It's both shocking and oddly entertaining. These injuries can disrupt personality as easily as they mess with memory and movement. For those left behind, it can feel like they're chatting with a familiar face, but the heart is missing. Don't despair, the brain's a bit of a magician too. With time, It can form fresh pathways, helping whimsical bits of the old personality emerge, or morphing into something entirely different but just as delightful. It's like watching a caterpillar evolve into a butterfly. You never quite know what you'll get. The self isn't a stony statue. It's dynamic, a swirling masterpiece that can crack and heal like an artist's canvas. And speaking of art, music is the cherry on this fabulous brain sundae. Across various cultures, your playlist speaks volumes about who you are. Upbeat tracks with a hefty beat appeal to the social butterflies, while softer tunes draw in the reflectors of the world. Those who thrive on new experiences find bliss in unusual harmonies. If experimentation were a sound, it would be their genre. It's cool how these preferences pop up universally. It's like music is the nervous system's gourmet buffet. So, what about your walk? Yep, even your strut can give away traits like confidence or openness before you utter a single word. Ever noticed how people will gauge you on how you move? A person with power strides like they own the universe, while a casual saunter suggests creativity or warmth. Those frenetic steps, they may be translating anxiety. Sure, first impressions can sometimes miss the mark, but our brains are literally wired to make snap judgments. It's like an instinctive side of human nature. In this vibrant world, all the quirks and nuances, be it through your handwriting, music choices, or your very walk, tell tales of who you are and how you feel. Every little detail reflects the beautiful chaos of our inner selves, reminding us that we are indeed marvelously human. So, embrace it. The vibrant dance of personality is never dull, always intriguing, and sometimes just plain hilarious. Long before people began weaving words together, the body already had its own language. Every time you walk down a hall or stroll down the street, you're sending out signals without even knowing it. Just think about how you carry yourself in space. Your body speaks volumes about confidence and intention, broadcasting messages that drift on the air like well-timed comebacks in a comedy show. Now, let's talk about our vocal cords. Your voice is like a concert in progress, where air takes the stage, gliding from your lungs, playing through the vibrating folds of your throat, and resonating in your chest and head. It's a physical spectacle. When you're calm, your throat muscles are relaxed, creating a deeper, steady sound that others perceive as grounded. But if anxiety walks in, your pitch skews high, and suddenly, it's like holding a cat in a room full of cucumber, tense and jumpy. The magic of conversation doesn't stop with your voice. It's a dance where everyone naturally mirrors each other's energy. When you chat, you might catch yourself adjusting your pitch to match vibes, often without even realizing it. So, while smart content is essential, don't underestimate the power of resonance. Your nervous system is the keen observer, always on guard and sniffing out vibes of safety and authority in every exchange. Speaking of scents, did you know that certain odors can make folks feel like you're trustworthy? So, while you might think it's all about the chat, your scent can often seal the deal before any words are uttered. Your natural body odor can broadcast chemical messages that scream "I'm calm" or "I'm stressed." It's like sending out an emotional vibration that others can sense, making them feel cozy or not when they're near you. It's all biology at play, skipping through emotional corridors like a happy puppy. Eye contact, that spiderweb of social connection, is also a subtle psychological exchange. Hold a gaze too short, might come off as nervous. Hold it too long, hello, intensity. The sweet spot where confident eyes meet respectful looks feels like the Goldilocks zone of social interactions. The mix of heart rates and pupil dilation during eye contact can make your interactions thrilling while sending your brain into an overdrive of analysis. Talk about double duty. Culture, of course, adds its own flair to how we perceive eye contact. It can shift meanings faster than you can say hello. But at the core, we're a bunch of social primates, and our eyes are like social lightning rods, sparking connections. Those who manage to look others in the eye effortlessly project an air of confidence and leadership, no words necessary. And let's not forget the tiny but mighty micro-expressions, the guilty pleasure of our subconscious. These little flashes of emotion can reveal the truth before someone even thinks to cover it up. Blink, and you might catch that leaky expression of fear, joy, anger, or surprise. It's almost like reality playing peekaboo, showing you a glimpse of what lies beneath the surface, right before the brain steps in and switches gears. Empathy isn't just a buzzword, it's a superpower. Some people can pick up on social cues quicker than the speed of light. Think cops and psychologists honing their skills. But let's be real, almost everyone has that gut feeling when someone says, "I'm fine," with a face that screams otherwise. Our facial expressions are like truth bombs waiting to detonate, revealing the hidden story behind a smile or a frown. The words we choose say a lot about us. Language isn't just about talking, it's a unique art form of expressing thoughts. Extroverts often use vibrant social and energetic words reflecting their lively nature, while introverts lean towards more precise and introspective language. The agreeable ones sprinkle warmth like confetti, while the analytical folks speak in logical and structured tones. Even little connecting words reveal how we sort through our experiences, our own tiny behavioral fingerprints on display. Ever noticed how quickly you can gauge a stranger's vibe? It's astonishing. In less time than it takes to blink, people form opinions about warmth, dominance, and honesty through a simple glance. These guesses aren't always spot on, but they lean toward consistency thanks to a blend of facial tension and hormonal characteristics. The brain is wired for quick judgments, enhancing survival in ancient times. Today, first impressions still matter in workplaces, courtrooms, and dating scenarios. Our faces are like user manuals for our emotions. Did you know the left and right sides of the face can project different feelings? It's a quirky quirk of our brain's hemisphere control. The left side often reveals deeper, genuine emotions, particularly sadness. This fascinating asymmetry is so compelling that classic painters instinctively angled their subjects' left cheeks toward viewers for that extra touch of soulfulness. Cover one half of a face, and voila, you might discover two different personalities at play. But wait, there's more. Animals, especially our furry friends like dogs, are tuned into our emotional frequencies. They can sniff out personality traits through scent and can even differentiate between sweat from calm versus anxious states. Imagine that. Could your dog really tell when you're having a rough day? They react to vocal tones too, preferring those warm, confident rhythms over frantic, shaky sounds. So, the next time you think about communication, don't just focus on the words. Pay attention to the delightful undercurrents. From our facial cues to the subtleties of language, we are walking canvases of emotions and thoughts. It's a dance of expressions and signals that makes human interaction jazzy, chaotic, and oh so intriguing. Let's embrace this complex web of signals and learn to connect on levels beyond mere conversation. Horses are like the ultimate body language whisperers, picking up on everything from your body tension to the tone of your voice. Have you ever noticed how they sometimes mirror your stress levels? It's like they have a sixth sense about the human emotional vibe. The secret isn't sorcery, it's all about survival instincts. If you radiate kindness, gentleness, and calmness, these majestic creatures sense that you won't rock their world. They're much more likely to trot over and say hello. Now, throw digital avatars into the mix, and the game changes. We often think we're crafting some snazzy online persona, but what we're really doing is projecting a reflection of ourselves. Introverts likely stick close to their real looks or go for an approachable aesthetic. Meanwhile, extroverts are out there dousing their avatars in dramatic colors and costumes, practically screaming for attention. It's like a colorful masquerade reflecting their inner Broadway star wears the spotlight. Feeling tall and powerful, Get ready for an avatar that mirrors that sky-high self-esteem, with sharp lines and a dramatic stance. But if you're feeling more bashful and vulnerable, softer shapes and gentle colors become your go-to favorites. Our avatars essentially serve as mood maps, showing others how we wish to perceive ourselves while hiding behind layers of daily life shyness. It's not just pixels, it's a peek into our real identities. And here's a fun twist. Your online behavior tells the world who you are even better than your friends could guess. Likes, reposts, comments, every click leaves trails that algorithms are itching to analyze. These clever little programs can match your personality traits like openness or extraversion more accurately than the casual observer. Trust me, the data has no qualms about diving deep into your repetitive choices. It's like your digital life is a bit of psychological detective work. Your digital persona becomes a playground for your true self, set free from the confines of formal settings. What seems casual to you is a treasure map to your psychological signature, revealing what you really care about. Want to add even more personality? Emojis are your miniature emissaries. They've evolved from simple decorations to nuanced representations of emotion and tone, acting like digital body language in their own right. Agreeable types whip out warm, friendly emojis like confetti, aiming to keep the vibe harmonious and comforting. Those high in openness go wild, unleashing playful or quirky emojis, sometimes inventing new meanings with creative combos. Conscientious folk, on the other hand, are a bit more selective, opting for clarity rather than embellishment. Your emoji choices, they aren't just embellishments, but a broadcast of your social tendencies and how you navigate emotional landscapes online. Time also has a quirky relationship with personality. For some, an hour drags on, tortuously stretching into a core memory, while others just blink, and days seem to evaporate. Conscientious folks, armed with their structured approach, break time into neat little chunks, meticulously plotting their plans. It's all part of the fantastic, complex tapestry that weaves together what makes you, well, you. Open and imaginative minds dance with time, allowing moments to blend seamlessly like colors on a painter's canvas, while anxiety can stretch seconds into a lengthy spiral. Those who exude calmness float through time unnoticed, savoring each pleasant sensation. Studies into temporal perception reveal that factors like attention, emotion, and self-awareness twist the fabric of our temporal experiences. When focused, moments bloom and expand. When joyous, they simply evaporate, leaving only laughter behind. For thrill seekers, time zips by like a roller coaster ride, dashing through bright scenes that flash in quick succession. These bold adventurers thrive on adrenaline, where each challenge unleashes a burst of dopamine that sharpens focus but makes those energetic moments feel fleeting. It's the thrill of life lived fully that propels them forward, unwilling to linger in the quiet of hesitation or uncertainty. They plunge headfirst into the abyss of immediacy, every second visible, bright, and intense. On the flip side, cautious thinkers savor their moments, stretching time like warm taffy as they mull over possibilities. These planners approach life like meticulous gardeners, nurturing future blooms with foresight and care. Their prefrontal cortex hums with activity at the thought of what lies ahead, orchestrating plans with the precision of a maestro. For them, discipline is more than a requirement, it's a comforting embrace amid chaos, guiding their decisions down a path that intertwines duty with desire while allowing for adaptation when the unexpected arises. Then there are the neurotic souls, those time travelers forever haunted by the specters of their past. Their minds wind backward, recalling memories with the vividness of a watchmaker restoring an ornate clock. This inclination to revisit and relive past experiences is a double-edged sword. It cultivates empathy but also ensnares them in a loop of self-replay. Yet, this emotional richness allows for profound reflections. transforming regrets into insightful lessons and crafting narratives that give depth to their understanding of others. Extroverts glide through time fueled by social interactions and vibrant energy, often overestimating how much can fit into their busy schedules. Their optimism paints the days in bright colors, with the promise of connections and fun momentarily shifting focus from reality. The dopamine surges inspire them to think big, empowering them to tackle new ventures enthusiastically, leaving them perpetually surprised when tasks take longer than anticipated. Ultimately, our perception of time is a vibrant tapestry, woven together by the threads of personality. Each character, whether a risk-taker, planner, introspective thinker, or social butterfly, contributes to a unique rhythmic pulse that defines how we navigate life. It's not the clock that dictates our pace, but our inner melodies, harmonizing anticipation, excitement, and reflection, a delightful cacophony of moments that shape our adventures, successes, and joys. When someone says, "Just a minute," you can bet they're about to embark on a 10-minute adventure. Joy has that magical ability to stretch time, leaving you to wonder where the seconds went. Introverts, on the other hand, are the true timekeepers. With their keen sense of awareness, they seem to measure moments with a stopwatch, while extroverts allow time to dance, filling life with colorful stories that shine and sparkle before they vanish like a puff of smoke. Memories are quite the whimsical beasts. They don't merely catalog events. They weave a narrative out of our emotions. Optimists craft their memory mosaics into stunning patterns of victory, turning obstacles into stepping stones. In contrast, those with a more cautious outlook tend to cling to misfortunes like old friends, letting them guide their future steps, often like a breadcrumb trail paved with "I told you so" wisdom. Each personality transforms memories into tales of triumph or caution, flipping the script on their own histories. The drama of your past is heavily influenced by your temperament. Each memory is like a piece in a grand storytelling puzzle, with your personality choosing what gets the spotlight and what fades into oblivion. Scientists claim that those emotionally biased recall tactics help us keep a coherent identity. So, when you reminisce about the good old days, you're not just looking back, you're painting a canvas of values and beliefs, deciding if your past becomes a heavy anchor or a joyful beacon. Step right up to the imaginative circus of the human mind. Some folks paint vivid futures in their heads, complete with sounds and colors like artists on caffeine. Others, they're left pondering hazy outlines, like watching an old TV without the clarity. This colorful dissonance arises from the brain networks connecting the memory-storing hippocampus to the creative visual cortex. Open-minded and conscientious individuals often find a synergistic flow, borrowing bits from history to sketch out the future in vibrant detail, all while half rehearsing their goals. However, be careful with this gift of imagination. Those who see their dreams vividly might also experience heightened anxiety when those visions go dark. The very creativity that fuels their bright aspirations can turn ominous if they're not careful. In this duality, imagination serves as both a map guiding us toward potential and a mirror reflecting our deepest selves, showing how we can evolve through our hopes and fears. Optimism is like a superhero power when it comes to facing setbacks. Pessimists linger in a fog of past failures, often collecting cautionary tales like trading cards. But optimistic souls, they treat setbacks like amusing anecdotes, their brains working overtime to soften the sting of adversity. By focusing on growth rather than pain, they maintain a sparkle of resilience that keeps their dreams alive. In contrast, pessimists hold on to past blunders as if they were precious lessons carved in stone, which can sometimes weigh them down. Eventually, these patterns of recollection shape everything: mood, confidence, even health. Optimists prune their mental gardens, letting withered moments fade away to nurture new sprouts, They don't see the world through rose-colored glasses. They simply paint it with brighter hues, reminding themselves of sunrises instead of storms. Pessimists, however, have an innate radar honed for danger, tending to scan for threats even when surrounded by safety. Evolution favored a brain wired to detect. Loss may be too well for some, leaving them rehearsing solutions for problems that may never arrive. Constant scanning of our environment can create a perpetual sense of uncertainty. However, it also fosters foresight and vigilance. Engineers, planners, and safety experts thrive on this acute awareness, navigating life with a heightened sense of risk. Yet, without careful tempering, this hyper-focus can distort reality, making opportunities appear menacing. Training our minds to embrace safety, beauty, and kindness can restore equilibrium and shift vigilance into discernment, transforming caution into wise decision-making. The tendency to worry doesn't seek misery, it seeks control in an often chaotic world. Self-continuity, a marker of personality stability, plays a crucial role in how we perceive our lives. Picture your life as a book written in sequential chapters. Some read like a flowing narrative, while others resemble a puzzling assortment of disconnected stories. This narrative connection through time reflects how we weave memories into present endeavors. Emotionally stable individuals solidify their identity through memory, while those high in openness or neuroticism experience more pronounced shifts year to year. This distinction relates to the medial prefrontal cortex, the brain zone that links memories to our sense of self. A stable connection here leads to a strong sense of personality, while fluctuations compel individuals into constant reinvention. Both states are wondrous. One channels calm, while the other fosters renewal. Our identities are fluid like a river, ever flowing but anchored to its source. This active memory engagement shapes our perceptions and connections. Personality traits also determine the intensity of emotional experiences. Not every heart trembles with the same rhythm. Extroverts soak up joy and excitement more passionately. Their reward systems flicker like lanterns, brightening at the hint of social engagement. On the flip side, more neurotic individuals experience anxiety and sadness with striking sharpness. The amygdala in their brains essentially becomes an emotional echo chamber, amplifying feelings. Agreeable folks tune into the emotional vibrations of those around them, absorbing happiness and sorrow alike. Meanwhile, conscientious individuals bring a strategic touch to their emotions. They expertly regulate and process feelings, balancing self-control with rational perspective. This spectrum of emotional experiences ensures a rich tapestry of human reactions to life's challenges. Some spread vibrant sunlight, while others offer safe shelter, creating a wonderfully diverse equilibrium. The intensity of emotion is neither a gift nor a flaw. It adds color and texture to the human experience. Extroverts particularly react excitedly to potential rewards. When opportunity beckons, they ignite like fireworks, anticipating the rush. Their dopamine wheels spin eagerly in the presence of new discoveries, driving them toward exploration and social interactions. By leaping into experiences with bright optimism, they bring about progress and foster social bonds. Every celebration shared by an extrovert acts like a contagion, spreading joy and excitement to those nearby, and making camaraderie appear effortless. In contrast, introverts find contentment in quiet reflection, where rewards manifest later, often in mastery. Extroverts race ahead, propelled by their enthusiasm, which can sometimes veer into overcommitment. But this spark fuels social joy. The act of living for them resembles a vibrant festival, where anticipation outweighs the reward itself. High neuroticism, conversely, sharpens threat perception through amplified activity within the amygdala, which stands guard against peril. For those burdened by high levels of neuroticism, this guard is ever vigilant. Consequently, normal silences can morph into feelings of rejection, and innocuous glances may be misread as judgment. While this sensitivity can intensify anxiety, it also bestows a remarkable gift: a deep-seated intuition about the world's underlying signals. Some people have an uncanny ability to pick up on mood shifts and social cues so quickly it's almost like they're psychic. Thanks to therapy, mindfulness, or plain self-awareness, they learn to manage the amygdala's alarms. Instead of hyperventilating at every little scare, they convert that fear into keen attentiveness. What others might mistake for fragility becomes an extraordinary perception of the world, with a gentle touch. This heightened awareness morphs into wisdom instead of a worry-induced spiral. Now, let's chat about agreeable types, the ultimate feelers in the room. Their brains have a unique magic trick, lighting up when they spot someone else experiencing joy or pain. The anterior insular and anterior cingulate cortex big shots responsible for emotional responses fire up, making it seem like they're practically one with the feelings of others. This exceptional empathy nurtures trust and harmony, making them natural peacemakers. But here's the kicker: all that emotional resonance can leave them drained, just like a phone on 1% battery. Here's the gig: these wonderfully kind folks embody empathy not just through sheer willpower but with a biological flair. It's all in the wiring. Their brains effortlessly fuse perception with compassion, proving that sympathizing isn't a chore. It's an instinct baked right into our biology. This sensitivity has been the secret source of human cooperation for generations. It's a beautiful reminder that truly understanding another person's feelings should be felt deeply, not just intellectually catalogued. And let's not forget the creative souls. These individuals straddle the line between emotions and thoughts more than anyone else. Their limbic system, the emotional oracle, chats with the prefrontal cortex, which is the master planner of reasoning. This whirling conversation permits their imagination to convert emotions into tangible expressions, be it dazzling music, evocative writing, or mind-bending art. Their brains thrive in the messiness of creativity, allowing them to absorb chaos without breaking a sweat while they uncover patterns that emerge from the clutter. On the flip side, this wild creativity can often lead them into emotional roller coasters, where inspiration and mood swings come packaged together. Why? Well, the emotional highways that fuel their artistic fires also amplify their personal experiences. For them, creativity becomes the divine alchemy of turning private feelings into universally relatable designs, crafting expressions that can be seen, heard, and felt by everyone else. Then we have the delectably curious folks with high openness. They don't just see the world, they experience it in high definition. Colors are brighter, sounds richer, and textures more vivid for them than for your average bearer of sensory perception. Their sensory neurons squawk at each other, blending perception with imagination. A simple piece of music might explode into a kaleidoscope of colors, while a scent wafts them off to distant, dreamlike landscapes. However, this exquisite sensitivity comes with its own baggage, as they can easily become overwhelmed by overstimulation. While some dive headfirst into every detail of existence, others with low openness prefer to keep it simple and predictable. These folks filter out the noise, craving stability, clarity, and control. Their brains act like smart filters, letting them concentrate on the familiar while tuning out distractions. Predictability is their BFF, anchoring their sense of security in a world that can sometimes seem chaotic. To them, navigating life with a clear map beats the pandemonium of constant novelty. In a world that's always throwing new trends and ideas our way, there are those steadfast souls who defy the hustle and bustle. They focus not on fleeting surprises but on what they know, embracing repetition and precision to develop a mastery of their skills. Like the roots of a sturdy tree, they keep us grounded while the winds of change swirl above. Their calm centrism allows civilization to hold its ground, resisting the whirlwind of novelty that often sweeps others off their feet. For some, experiencing awe is as natural as breathing. Whether it's a magnificent galaxy arcing across the night sky or the serene perfection of a single leaf, these lucky individuals connect with the grandeur around them more readily. Their brains operate differently, less focused on the self and more attuned to sensory experiences. This means they find beauty in the ordinary, and their sense of wonder often reduces stress, boosts connections, and encourages a spirit of generosity. Even mundane moments can spark major feelings of wonder. A chance shift in light or a sudden moment of silence can awaken a deep sense of awe in those attuned to their surroundings. This gift is more than just a passing feeling. It's a spiritual reflex that reinforces the connection to something greater and ineffable. As they pause to experience these moments, they remind everyone that even the simplest event can feel infinite, enriching their lives in a race-driven society. Those with a sense of wonder often live with flexible minds. They're the ones who marvel at everything from rainbows to seemingly random coincidences. When curiosity triumphs over fear, it leads to those beautiful moments of exploration and joy. Flexibility allows them to dance between logic and imagination, embracing uncertainty with open arms. This connection between maintaining a sense of wonder and adaptability reveals that amazement is actually a mark of strength, showing us that growth can happen even in the most uncertain conditions. Humor, too, tells us something very telling about our inner selves. It's like a mirror reflecting our most authentic thoughts, revealing how we process surprises, tension, and truth. Lovers of wordplay are quick thinkers who relish in clever puns, while those fond of gentle humor often demonstrate deep empathy. They prefer jokes that bring people together rather than drive them apart. Each laugh represents a release from the mental gymnastics that come with contradictions, signifying emotional resilience and agility. Yet, not all humor is light-hearted. Dark humor, intriguingly, often correlates with emotional stability. Those who chuckle at life's absurdities demonstrate a healthy irony toward pain, confronting it with wit rather than fear. A well-timed dark joke signifies not only awareness but also cognitive flexibility, often indicating a clever mind that can navigate life's unpredictability. Intellectually resilient and emotionally savvy, they have a unique ability to laugh at the absurdity of existence, exemplifying grace under pressure. Lasting smiles and genuine laughs tell stories of adaptability in the face of life's chaos. When someone laughs easily, it highlights resilience rather than shallowness. They embrace the human experience, navigating the bizarre nature of life with intelligence, wit, and a sense of wonder. So, for those who can appreciate a well-timed joke or find joy in the unexpected, there lies a profound lesson. Laughter softens the tough edges of life, helping us survive this wonderfully absurd ride called humanity. Navigating the dark tides of humor isn't for the faint-hearted. It requires our brains to juggle irony, empathy, and a splash of logic. This emotional juggling act asks for a solid sense of safety and keen reasoning. Remarkably, people who relish in morbid or taboo jokes often have higher verbal intelligence and a lower propensity for aggression when they laugh. It's not a sneer aimed at tragedy, but rather a clever way to grapple with life's grotesqueries and turn fear into manageable fun. The alchemy of dark humor lies in how our minds transform terror into patterns and tragedies into puzzles. This mental reframing invites us to release tension instead of feeding hostility. While dark humor might not erase the world's issues, it offers a coping mechanism, allowing us to confront the darker corners of existence while still whispering, "I see you, darkness, but I'm still going to chuckle." Now, Isn't that a neat trick? Imagine sarcasm as the ultimate intellectual workout. It demands a brain nimble enough to catch a contradiction and context all at once. When someone graces us with a sarcastic quip, our minds embark on a mini scavenger hunt, unearthing the literal statement, spotting the mismatch, and piecing together the hidden humor. Neurological studies peek into this dance and find our prefrontal cortex activated, reinforcing the connection between logic and empathy. It's like a linguistic tango, if you will. But don't be fooled into thinking sarcasm is merely about vocabulary. It thrives on emotional intelligence and precision timing. When executed perfectly, a sarcastic remark sends a message that plays up shared knowledge and sly mischief. I know you know that I totally don't mean what I just said. Who knew such playful banter could form little pockets of camaraderie among friends and foes alike? Now allow me to tip my hat to laughter, the oldest language in humanity's repertoire. Before we strung sentences together, laughter rang out as a sign of safety and community. Recent research even tells us that consistent, hearty laughter releases oxytocin, that lovely little hormone that builds trust. When laughter flows freely, it's like inviting others into a shared physiological hug, where heartbeats sync, cortisol levels dip. And suddenly, strangers feel like pals united by pure joy. Of course, not all laughter is created equal. Some people thrive under stress and bounce back like a rubber ball, while others might deflate under pressure. The distinction often springs from our temperamental upbringing and individual interpretations of stress. Emotional stability shines through as those who see stress as a challenge crank up their motivation. In contrast, the neurotic ones might find themselves entangled in a web of worries, draining their energy in the process. Talk about two sides of the same coin. Then there are the optimists, the savvy navigators of emotional setbacks. They bounce back quicker and wield their humor like a shield against negativity. With experiences shaped by childhood environments and nervous system quirks, our reactions to stress may evolve. Mindfulness and supportive relationships can reframe those knee-jerk responses, teaching even the most sensitive souls to transform stress into clarity rather than collapsing into chaos. Turns out, a good sense of humor really is a superpower. Optimism is like a personal cheerleader, especially when life throws curveballs. When disappointment hits, optimistic people see it as just a temporary bump in the road rather than a permanent wreck. Their inner mantra: this is just a moment, not a life sentence. This twist in perspective has real biological perks, helping to keep stress levels down and giving the immune system a fighting chance. Optimists tend to pick themselves up quickly, reaching out to friends or finding joy in humor and creativity. Imagining better outcomes, they turn that hope into momentum, propelling themselves forward. Isn't it fascinating? Brain scans reveal that optimists bounce back faster from negative emotions, making it a biological phenomenon. With each little victory over adversity, they build a solid foundation of resilience. This isn't just blind optimism, it's a well-learned belief that hard times will eventually pass and that the resilient self that emerges can be even stronger. On the flip side, chronic pessimism has a sneaky way of shaving years off your life. With a negatively tinted viewpoint, the body faces persistent stress and tension, keeping cortisol levels high and inflammation sizzling. It's a ripple effect that accumulates over time. Sleep gets disrupted, anxiety skyrockets, and even the urge to engage in healthy activities fades away. This isn't merely negativity. It's about being constantly on guard, which tires out the body's repair systems. Moderate realists, though, are the unsung heroes, maintaining balance by acknowledging risks without succumbing to them. They know when to brace themselves and when to take a breather, allowing the body much-needed downtime between stresses. While pessimism may seem protective, biologically, it's just a slow and steady grind. But here's a kicker: hope functions as life's maintenance crew, propping us back up and keeping our spirits alive. Extroverts, bless their enthusiastic hearts, often misjudge risks while thinking they have life all figured out. With brains buzzing from dopamine when faced with novelty, they charge into fresh experiences with a sense of invincibility. This thrill-seeking comes with a tendency to overlook potential dangers, believing their charm can outweigh obstacles. Their upbeat nature attracts collaboration, creating a tidal wave of energy. But without a cautious counterbalance, that same confidence can lead to missteps. Picture it, a team made up of extroverts sparking innovation, while reflective folks chart the course. When these two forces come together in harmony, they navigate the journey toward progress with style. Confident boldness is enchanting when it actively engages with caution. It becomes the unwieldy beast known as hubris when caution gets thrown out the window and the question "what if?" is ignored. Lastly, conscientious individuals score a longevity jackpot compared to their impulsive counterparts. This is not just moral high ground, it's about reliable habits and self-discipline that foster a healthier lifestyle. They ditch dangerous shortcuts, listen to their doctors, and prioritize good sleep and nutrition. It's an accumulation of these smart choices that pays off fewer stress spikes, less risk-taking, and a quicker bounce back from sickness. Meanwhile, impulsive adventurers may have creative minds but can easily drive their bodies into the ground from overextending themselves. In this grand evolutionary dance, both caution and courage have their roles. Sure, longevity tips its hat to the cautious, but history loves to celebrate the bold. It's a fascinating balance. Each type contributes something unique to society. While the cautious folk keep the wheels turning, the daring ones forge new paths. It's a timeless tango, ensuring progress with both a spark and a sensible map to follow. Impulsivity rolls along like a playful puppy, bouncing between inherited quirks and environmental influences. You see, a sprinkle of genetics throws in neural circuits that get a little too excited about rewards while taking their sweet time to stop the enthusiasm. Dopamine lights up like a neon sign, leaving some folks acting before they even know what's happening. But hold your horses, those heritable traits don't seal your fate. It's the surroundings that shape how these traits show up. In nurturing environments, impulsivity transforms into bursts of creativity and spontaneous courage, like a spark setting off fireworks. On the flip side, if the surroundings are chaotic or neglectful, it can flip to self-sabotage or reckless risk-taking. How we're disciplined in childhood teaches the impulsive brain to pause without snuffing out that vibrant energy. This delightful dance between genes and experiences creates a living conversation that impacts whether someone becomes a risk-taker or a dazzling improviser. Now, here's the twist. The personality cocktail we mix determines how we handle finances and job satisfaction. Conscientious types are your trusty budgeters, meticulously planning their paths ahead. They find comfort in order. In contrast, extroverts are the social butterflies, thriving in team settings, while introverts prefer a quieter, more analytical perch. Those curious souls high in openness may toss stability to the wind, opting for adventures in education, travel, or art, while agreeable types seek harmony, even if it means compromising their negotiating edge. Success doesn't come from simply climbing the career ladder. Finding fulfillment lies in aligning your work with your natural state of being. Jobs can become a drag if you crave freedom but are locked into micromanagement, or if you need structure in a chaotic work environment. The paycheck may be just a number, but the sweet spot is all about where the rhythm of your tasks dances with your temperament, leading to true job satisfaction and creativity. When it comes to leadership, high extraversion paired with low neuroticism tends to be the sweet spot. Charismatic leaders radiate confidence and composure, attracting followers who bask in that stability. Yet, it's not just about being the loudest person in the room. Leadership is about social regulation. Whether the group vibes based on a steady leader or is thrown into chaos can make or break the collective focus and energy. Timing is everything. Some situations call for an extroverted blaze of fire, while others need the gentle touch of a whispering calm. Creativity loves to hang out with open minds, especially when combined with a sprinkle of rebellion. Those who cheerfully embrace the unconventional can weave together fascinating contradictions and bring inspiring ideas out of the chaos, because true creativity isn't just random. It's about giving yourself the green light to try new things, come what may. Culture thrives on the tension between openness and conformity. Too much of either can unravel the whole show. Just think about it: without creativity, society's techniques can become stale. Yet, when balance occurs, it's like letting the sunshine in without burning everything down. Then, there are empaths, who effortlessly mirror the emotions of others, feeling as if emotions flow through them like a warm wave. Their sensitivity can transform interactions into deeply connected experiences, adding another layer to the rich tapestry of human personality. When you catch someone's expression, your facial muscles effortlessly mimic theirs in mere milliseconds. This micro-imitation creates a physical echo of their emotions, forming an unconscious connection between you two. It's a fascinating process involving the brain's insular and anterior cingulate cortex, which links sensory experiences with feelings. Empaths, with their high mirroring ability, can offer empathic comfort but might also find themselves drained, needing time to recharge from the whirlwind of borrowed emotions. Imagine being a high empathy person who relives others' pain. It's not just a mental exercise, it's like borrowing someone's sadness for a day. This biological sensitivity lets them connect deeply with others, but stirs up social fatigue. While empathy is a beautiful gift, it serves as both a blessing and a burden. The gentle response to emotional cues can leave empaths feeling like their own emotional batteries are low, nurturing the need for recovery between social interactions. On the flip side, if you're blessed with a sunny disposition and agreeableness, you're probably adept at forgiving those who betray you. Those golden-hearted folks don't jump right to vengeance. Instead, they often go on a quest for understanding. It's as if their empathy kicks in, convincing them that there must be some sort of misunderstanding. This tendency can help preserve friendships where others may sever ties. But it also raises caution. Without well-defined boundaries, they might end up in repeat cycles of harm. Now, let's clarify one thing. Forgiveness doesn't equal erasing the memory of wrongdoing. It's more about kicking the desire for revenge to the curb. Those agreeable souls feel physically uncomfortable in conflict, so they quickly yearn for peace, often leading to rapid emotional resolution. However, mastering the art of forgiving must be coupled with self-protection, a balancing act between kindness and firmness that keeps them from becoming a doormat. But what about those narcissistic types? Behind their confident facade often lies a fragile self-esteem, desperately craving admiration as a shield against deep-seated insecurities. They strut with bravado but are usually hiding a soft, vulnerable core. Their need for external validation stems from early experiences that taught them worth must be demonstrated. So they polish their armor until it sparkles, often blinding everyone to their true self underneath. Understanding the motives behind narcissism doesn't excuse manipulative behavior, but it sheds light on the emotional wounds driving it. These individuals aren't merely egocentric. They depend on the affirmations of others to maintain their self-image. Recognizing this enables one to set firm boundaries without breeding animosity. You can understand the struggle while refraining from feeding their need for constant validation. Interestingly, psychopathy and empathy are not simply opposing forces. They exist on a shared spectrum. Empathy isn't a flip switch. Think of it more as a dimmer, adjusting with experience and intention. Emotional empathy, the ability to feel what another feels, can coexist with cognitive empathy, or the understanding of someone's feelings. Some individuals who exhibit psychopathic traits may strategically understand emotions but remain emotionally untouched, allowing them to manipulate situations skillfully without ever really connecting. Together, all these traits paint a nuanced picture of human emotional experience and morality, highlighting that guilt and understanding intertwine uniquely within our shared human consciousness. For those who wear their responsibility like a badge of honor, the stakes are incredibly high. Whenever they slip up even by a smidgen, their internal alarm bells start ringing like an over-caffeinated kid on Christmas morning. The very wiring that makes them meticulous planners also turns them into harsh critics of their own missteps. Physiological studies reveal that their stress levels shoot up when they confront errors. It's as if their brains are stuck in a loop, endlessly replaying the blunder they wish they could edit out. But let's be honest, the dedication of these conscientious souls is what keeps the universe spinning. They're the ones who catch the forgotten details, the ones who see tasks through to the very end, and the ones who can't take a break until everything is just right. The world loves them for their unwavering integrity, even if they often forget to extend the same kindness to themselves. Learning to forgive their slip-ups is like unlocking a new level in their personal game of life. A crucial transition from guilt-ridden duty to a harmonious balance. Humility. It's often mistaken for weakness, but it's more like the superpower of self-awareness. Humble folks see themselves in crystal clear resolution, no fog, no mirage. They recognize their strengths but don't walk around with an inflated ego, and they're aware of their flaws without crumbling under the pressure. Studies show that humility allows these individuals to handle corrections with poise. It's like a cozy bubble of safety where the truth can dance freely, fostering cooperation instead of chaos. On a more personal level, humility acts as an emotional shield, preserving mental health and preventing the exhausting rat race for superiority. True humility isn't about downplaying oneself, it's about refusing to overhype. Think of it as a compass pointing toward honesty even when life gets chaotic. In this serene space, personal growth thrives unencumbered, because there's nothing left to prove to anyone, especially themselves. When it comes to confidence, a quality that some treat like a magic potion, it's really about conditioning through experience. Achieving a goal, big or small, is like adding another notch to your belt of capabilities. Every time someone faces a challenge and comes out victorious, the brain files that event away as proof, more evidence for the case of "I got this." The real magic happens through gradual exposure. Tiny victories pile up and eventually create a solid foundation of quiet self-belief. Speaking of time, personality is not set in stone. It morphs a bit every decade or so. Longitudinal studies confirm that over roughly 10 years, we see noticeable changes. Impulsivity dips, conscientiousness improves, and emotional stability grows. This isn't random. It's our brains being flexible, adapting to new experiences and environments. Major life transitions, be it a job change, a loss, or becoming a parent, can really kick these shifts into gear, forcing us to reassess what matters most. But fear not, these personality changes don't erase your essence. They refine it like a skilled artist shaping a sculpture. The core melody remains the same. It's just that the arrangement has evolved into something richer and more complex. With time, people often feel like they've gathered wisdom and gentleness, like a fine wine mellowing with age. Embracing change is part of life's rhythm. If anything, it completes our authentic selves and allows for deeper connections with both who we've been and who we're still becoming. The teenage years, a wild roller coaster ride where brains are truly under construction. Picture a renovation show, but instead of walls and paint, we have neurons being pruned and spruced up. It's a cosmic transformation, really, and trust me, it's far from dull. Those emotional centers are becoming teenagers themselves, all angst and intensity, while long-term planning lags behind like a kid who skipped leg day. It's no wonder that petty squabbles and fleeting crushes can feel like the universe itself is collapsing. Entering early adulthood, the introspective journey takes on a different vibe. Here, the mind gracefully begins weaving a tapestry of familiar patterns. Think of it as trading in the wild unpredictability of youth for a cozy, reassuring routine. Much like your favorite pair of sweatpants, self-control finally struts its stuff, and every thoughtful decision made now feels deliberate. You start to notice what truly matters and how to bounce back from missteps without crashing and burning. It's like discovering the secret map to your own inner compass. As life events unfold, like tying the knot or having a mini-me, priorities sometimes shift faster than a TikTok trend. The brain, once focused solely on self, expands to encompass others, and its profound care and cooperation take center stage. Things you never thought twice about suddenly become sacred. Who knew that engaging in the intricate dance of partnership or parenthood could cultivate such virtues as patience and emotional steadiness? It's an unexpected journey into new depths of responsibility and tenderness that seem to grab hold of your very being. Of course, not everyone's journey is smooth sailing. Sometimes, life throws a wrench into the works, leaving lasting emotional scars that can take a serious toll on one's personality. Suddenly, the bright-eyed curiosity morphs into caution, and spontaneity feels like a risky gamble. Our minds become vigilant, scanning for threats even in the calmest environments. It's a tough spot, akin to carrying around a survival manual in an otherwise peaceful paradise. Though it's a protective instinct, it can easily start to feel constraining, trapping you in a smaller version of yourself. Fortunately, healing isn't just a fairy tale, it's more of a slow and steady stroll toward restoration. With support and a sprinkle of safety, the mind slowly learns that the story is no longer one of constant fear. It's about rediscovering those gentle moments of curiosity, like finding a long-lost treasure in the back of a closet. That once shelled-up self starts to unfurl, revealing the layers of wonder, softness, and spontaneity. Like a flower blooming in spring, it's a sight to behold. Therapy can work wonders. Think of it like a makeover show for your mind. Long-term sessions can intricately reshape personality traits, transforming fear into strength and curiosity into bold exploration. Little by little, the self that once felt constrained sees the walls coming down, and suddenly, the world seems endless again. A renewed capacity for joy, wonder, and connection emerges from the shadows, ready to embrace whatever life serves next. Who knew that the quest to heal could lead to such vibrant vistas? Life just gets better. Therapeutic work is far more than simple talk therapy. It's like giving your brain a workout. It's all about training those neural pathways to help you notice your thoughts, name your feelings, and explore reactions within a cozy, safe space. With each session, you're essentially sending your nervous system to the gym, teaching it to take a beat before reacting. Over time, folks who used to jump at shadows start reflecting before responding, moving from a fight or flight mode into a calmer, more grounded mindset. Imagine someone who used to curl up like a hedgehog at the slightest disturbance. Through this ongoing effort, they learn to stay present instead of shutting down. They transform from brittle beings to flexible ones. These aren't just pipe dreams, they're actual shifts in temperament that are measurable and lasting. The mind gradually catches on that it's not trapped in its own repetitive patterns. Knowledge, it turns out, isn't just power, it's liberating. Now, throw a curveball into the mix, like moving to a new culture, and the learning curve ramps up even more. Entering a fresh cultural environment is akin to stepping into a new emotional climate. Social niceties can drastically differ, What's friendly in one place could feel as cold as a frosty winter morning in another. Suddenly, the mind is working double time, adapting to new languages, rhythms, and so much more, promoting flexibility and perspective while turning differences from scary monsters into amusing quirks. Living amidst different cultural norms fosters patience and creativity in communication. It's like a real-life class on perspective taking. Being exposed to varying viewpoints becomes second nature, and when you journey back to familiar surroundings, this newfound lens remains. No longer is there a single right way to live, rather, it's a colorful world bursting with diverse realities. Traveling can ignite curiosity like a caffeine shot to your soul, pushing you to dance around uncertainty, instead of dodging it like a hot potato. Let's not forget aging can be the cherry on top of developing emotional resilience. With time under your belt, those emotional tempests ease up like a cozy sunset. The body learns to chill a bit, and that whirlwind of feelings becomes a gentle breeze. We all know that life throws its share of curveballs, but instead of being overwhelmed, we learn that fear and anger are temporary guests, while grief, well, it's just on a scenic route to healing. This hard-earned understanding doesn't just stop at personal insights, it cultivates a deeper compassion for others too. With each bittersweet moment experienced, it's like developing a new superpower. The ability to relate and feel empathy flows more freely. Older adults often find themselves as gentle giants, less triggered and more inclined to extend grace. Stability at this stage isn't boring. Instead, it's a soft, powerful strength crafted through years of navigating life's ironies and surprises. So there you have it. The journey through therapy, culture, travel, and aging provides us with a brilliant toolkit for life. From learning to breathe through chaotic emotions to embracing the vastness of human experience, these adventures shape us into kinder, more adaptable beings. In the end, it's not just about enduring life but tending to it, cultivating a steadiness that's as inspiring as it is comforting. As we journey through adulthood, a fascinating transformation unfolds. Responsibilities act like a sculptor's chisel, gradually shaping our minds into models of reliability and conscientiousness. Bills jingle like a busy bank teller, promises echo around us, and taking care of our loved ones morphs into a warm daily routine. Even when energy levels dip, work beckons with its persistent charm. This hefty list of adulting tasks takes our brains through rigorous training, teaching us to plan, anticipate, and think ahead. Those wild impulses don't vanish but stick around like quirky guests at a party. They just learn to chill. As we stroll down this path of maturity, our reward system undergoes a cheeky makeover. What once felt like an irritating leash starts to resemble comforting ground beneath our feet. That sense of order, rather than coming off as a pesky constraint, drapes around us like a warm blanket protecting our most treasured values. With time, what initially demanded effort morphs into a joyful devotion, encapsulating our lives in a blanket of reliability. And guess what? Neuroticism tends to fade away, allowing anxious thoughts to loosen their grip like a weak handshake. Repeated runs with life's emotional roller coasters teach us an essential reality. We can handle the heat. The body calms down, letting go of its firefighting tendencies. Stress hormones begin to settle faster than a cat plopping on a sunny windowsill. The gap between stimulus and response widens, granting us precious room for choice. Imagine a lit candle flickering in the darkness, illuminating not just what it sees, but also the space where we can breathe and decide what truly deserves our precious energy. As the years pass, many of us find ourselves effortlessly letting go of the trivial. Concern over little annoyances dissipates, replaced by a comforting awareness of what holds true significance. The mind transforms its panic-driven "what if everything falls apart" query into a sweeter "even if it does, will I still be here?" and with that cognitive hug comes relief, as we trust ourselves like a reliable old friend. That trust brings a serene peace akin to a gentle river flowing through our lives. As intriguing as financial stability is, emerging research tells us that some personality traits surpass hefty bank accounts in predicting happiness. Emotional stability, optimism, and kindness take the crown when it comes to living a fulfilling life, especially once basic needs are met. Picture two pals embarking on the same day. One gushes about the laughter shared and delightful little moments, while the other bemoans the endless exhaustion and thrumming threats in the air. Perception shapes our reality, making it the soil in which happiness either flourishes or withers. Interestingly, embracing gratitude can sprinkle some agreeableness into our character over time. When we pause to give thanks, our attention gradually shifts like the position of the sun. Sure, irritation may bubble up now and then, but it doesn't steal the entire show. As our nervous system grows comfy with warmth, feelings like tenderness and respect dance more freely around our minds. Those who cultivate gratitude tend to glide gracefully through conversations, rebounding after conflicts and choosing to view situations through a more lenient lens. This friendly habit morphs into a genuine change in our personality, shifting our stance from defensiveness to cooperation. Curiosity also deserves a round of applause as it acts like the ultimate learning champion. Curious minds embrace the unknown not as a scary shadow but as a bright invitation to navigate new ideas, meet new people, and awaken new abilities throughout our lives. Each discovery sends quick sparks of joy racing through our brains, turning learning into an enticing adventure that guards against stagnation like an enthusiastic bouncer at a club. Curiosity is a superpower. Those who embrace it effortlessly adapt because they're always ready to update their beliefs like a smartphone on a fast-paced download. Instead of crumbling under pressure, they ask questions about hardships, flipping adversity on its head and turning it into an opportunity for growth. Their memories become vibrant tapestries, woven with new experiences, while their empathy deepens, allowing them to connect with others in a meaningful way. This is why curious folks seem to age gracefully. They remain lively, flexible, and delightfully playful, regardless of the years stacked on their birthdays. Having a strong sense of purpose is like wearing a superhero cape against anxiety. When life throws a fit of uncertainty, a purposeful mindset transforms worry from a looming giant to merely a manageable inconvenience. Instead of drowning in overwhelming stress, purposeful people see challenges as stepping stones on their journey. They handle the stress response like a pro still feeling it, but recovering faster, getting focused again, and leaving the agonizing ruminations far behind. Purpose gives the mind something solid to hang on to, allowing the fear to lean on something until it's ready to stand up again. Compassion is the cherry on top of this delightful personality sundae. Training in kindness not only cultivates altruism but also spruces up our brains, making them more responsive to others. As we practice compassion, our heart rates start to reflect calmness instead of defensiveness. Over time, we morph into the ultimate Zen beings, showing up with more patience, comfort, and generosity, all without expecting a medal. This generosity isn't just a polite gesture, it's our nervous system saying, "Hey, let's care," beautifully. This creates a cycle where kindness feeds connection, and connection nourishes our well-being, making compassion a core part of who we are. Or has a magical way of enhancing life satisfaction. It's that jaw-dropping feeling you get when you stare at a towering mountain or a starry galaxy, reminding you that you're part of something far bigger. But or isn't always grand. Sometimes, it strikes quietly while basking in sunlight filtering through your window. During these awe-filled moments, self-concern fades and everything slows down. Time stretches out, breath deepens, and the mind shifts from gripping anxiety to open receptivity. The frequent experience of awe leads to less stress and promotes generosity, as life suddenly feels purposeful and meaningful. This newfound appreciation alters perspectives, shrinking frustrations while enlarging gratitude. Even feelings of loneliness start to dissolve, as awe reminds us we belong to a vast, ancient, and vibrant universe. It's more than just an emotion. It's like medicine for the soul. When we savor these moments of wonder, they become the lens through which we interpret the world, a refreshing reminder that life is ultimately richer and more interconnected. Personality also plays a starring role in how we interpret randomness. To some, coincidences feel like cosmic messages, while others dismiss them as mere probability. Those with intuition and imagination love to weave these moments into heartfelt narratives, finding meaning and guidance in life's little quirks. On the flip side, analytical thinkers often see randomness as just that, randomness. Both styles reflect the richness of human experience. One brings a touch of comfort in uncertainty, while the other roots itself firmly in logic. Together, they paint the full picture of how we engage with the delightful oddities of life. In the dance of life, where chaos spins us around, our minds play the role of calm disbelievers, trying to make sense of the unexpected. This knack for making connections can be a hilarious and sometimes baffling journey. It's like staring into a mirror that reflects how we either embrace wonder or flex our control muscles, teetering somewhere delightfully between the two. Picture someone spotting patterns like a hawk. First it's a rustle in the bushes, and next, they're concocting a wild story about lurking lions. Enter superstitions, our brain's quirky way of grappling with perceived threats. Long ago, those twig-snapping sounds in the grass prompted some nifty survival tactics. Today, that same instinct clinks a glass of wine at a neighbor's wedding or blinks when it encounters a black cat. Our minds love to forge links. When two separate events tango close together, they become the much-talked-about duo. If emotions are cranked up to 11, those connections quickly turn sticky like gum on the sidewalk. As time ticks onwards, people start attributing powers to everyday objects or rituals that give them a warm, cozy feeling. Those with heightened sensitivity easily cling to these associations like a toddler to their blankie. It's not just a wacky superstition. It's our ancient instincts wanting a hug in a world that sometimes feels like a roller coaster. So, when life throws curveballs, isn't it charming how we cling to little rituals for comfort even as logic raises its eyebrows? The belief in fate is another intricate player in this wacky game of life. It brings a sense of ease, as if everything is on a preordained path. In truth, believing that life unfolds according to a grand design can feel like a double-edged sword. Imagine feeling less anxiety about the choices not taken. That's a win. But hold your horses, as this belief can also zap motivation because, hey, if it's all scripted, why even bother? According to the brainy psychologists in lab coats, striking a balance is key. This harmonious middle ground allows for a warm, fuzzy feeling while still waving a flag for personal agency. Here, individuals can tap into their safer side, navigating life's twists and turns while staying actively involved in their personal narrative. It's like a bike ride through a beautiful park. You can enjoy the view without giving up the handlebars. Now, let's chat about the colorful world of art and music, which speaks to us like an old friend. Naturally, our personalities reveal themselves in how we experience these forms of expression. For instance, super open folks might feel melodies as vibrant colors or warm hugs, while reflective types use art as their inner mirror, inviting memories and dreams to play. Each tune has its own vibe, capable of soothing some and perplexing others. It's like a buffet for the soul. Emotional reactions to music. Oh boy, it's a sensational journey. People high in openness often catch those exhilarating chills while listening. That shiver, It's not just for dramatic effect. It's their body's way of dancing in sync with wonder. When the brain is on a thrilling adventure of new experiences, every note becomes a spark that ignites memory, imagery, and deep emotion, transforming a simple song into an unforgettable symphony of sensations. Dopamine kicks in, and suddenly, the listener feels like they're dissolving into the music. Those delightful shivers are often found in folks who tackle life with curiosity and imagination, meaning their brains are primed for exploration instead of putting up walls. Each note becomes a minuscule epiphany, a reminder that beauty is something you don't just hear, it's a full-body experience that sweeps across your senses like a surprise tickle on a hot day. Extroverts, those social butterflies, are drawn to lively rhythms that just beg for a dance-off. They flock to beats that are stable and pulsating like a heartbeat, allowing their bodies to move and groove in sync with the music. This steady repetition makes them want to tap their feet and sing along because it quietly decides to fire up the brain centers that tie sound to motion. And let's not forget the bonus of oxytocin and dopamine, the ultimate party favors that show up when you're vibing together. But don't count introverts out. These cozy cats delight in complexity over percussion. Give them a nuanced melody, and they're off to the races. Their spirits float amidst harmonic subtleties, where sonic tension takes them on a reflective journey within. The deeper satisfaction gained from intricate soundscapes is where discovery flourishes as they let their minds roam freely. It's a beautiful balance of stimulation versus serenity, where music acts as the backdrop to their own story. Now, speaking of stories, standing before abstract art is as revealing as it comes. The encounter exposes more about the viewer than the canvas itself. Here lies a glorious collision of color and form. The brain, in its glorious confusion, fills the gaps with invented meaning. Those high in openness are on cloud nine, jubilation flowing as their creative minds whirl with potential. For the more structured personalities, however, it can feel like stepping into a tornado of chaos. They seek recognizable shapes, a lighthouse in the storm of ambiguity. The dance of art becomes a test of patience, a measure of one's comfort level with uncertainty. Abstraction demands interpretation and begs the question: are you ready to venture into meaning's untamed wilderness, or do you prefer the predetermined paths of clarity? Both experiences are valid, suggesting that beauty thrives in the realm of the unknown, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to dive in. And then we have humor, the secret ingredient for emotional resilience. The way someone laughs can unearth their coping mechanisms. Laughter is often the ultimate reset button. Those who revel in clever or absurd humor get a delightful shock to their system, flipping threats on their heads and redistributing a bit of joy. Even dark humor, when done right, showcases emotional flexibility that's as refreshing as a cold drink on a sweltering day. Lastly, for those with an agreeable spirit, harmony is the goal in both relationships and art. Their brains sing along with social cooperation, matching up beautifully with musical consonance. When everyone's in tune, it's a win-win. Humor and art become the bridges that connect us, reminding us that even amidst chaos, we can spark joy and resilience, inviting a collective chuckle in the symphony of life. For those who cherish empathy, forgiveness, and togetherness, harmony can be just as delectable as a slice of chocolate cake. Their minds have an uncanny knack for interpreting smooth sounds and gentle colors as cozy, warm, comforting blankets of safety and trust. On the flip side, jarring dissonance can feel like icy water being thrown on a cozy campfire, stirring up all the discomfort that comes with conflict. It's fascinating how our senses and social interactions are inseparable, both sparking emotional reactions in the brain, twisting together like spaghetti on a fork. But wait, there's more. It's not just about what tickles the senses. It's a lifestyle for those who prefer structure in their lives. people high in conscientiousness could probably turn organizing their sock drawer into an Olympic sport. They seek neatness in art, appreciating everything from balance to symmetry. To them, a perfectly proportioned painting isn't merely pretty, it's a promise that life can be orderly and peaceful. Structure comforts them like a hug after a long day, whispering sweet nothings about coherence and predictability that make the chaos of life feel manageable. Meanwhile, creative souls are off in their own universe, often slipping into those sweet flow states. You know, that blissful moment when hours feel like minutes, and you're lost in your work. It's like waltzing in a dream while the world fades away. These imaginative beings have a unique talent for casting aside self-doubt and letting creativity run free. In these moments, their brains hit the sweet spot, where ideals of concentration and freedom dance seamlessly, making every stroke of the brush or word on the page feel more like an exhilarating adventure than just regular old work. Dopamine, a fancy term for the feel-good chemical, starts mingling like a party crasher during this flow state, ramping up motivation and pleasure. Imagine your brain cozying up to inspiration while smoothly tuning out distractions. For artists, scientists, athletes, and even those who simply know how to appreciate the glory of a well-crafted playlist, flow is like striking gold in the treasure hunt of creativity. Their minds operate like an orchestra, every thought in perfect harmony, and the result is nothing short of magical. And oh, when flow takes the stage, time seems to take a backseat. Suddenly, the internal clock, normally the annoying party planner dictating every second, loses its power. The brain's attention networks align so seamlessly that there's no room left for self-talk. Like a snooze button for your inner critic. Minutes can either race by or stretch long like a lazy Sunday morning, all while heart rates stabilize and stress melts away, leaving behind nothing but pure creativity. Gone is the wasted energy spent on self-doubt. Here comes peak performance. The magic doesn't end there, though. Once this euphoric state subsides and self-awareness returns, folks often find themselves feeling elated yet serene. It's a paradox. By letting go of oneself, they engage more fully. This timelessness is reported across the board. Whether someone's juggling paintbrushes, solving complex math problems, or floating in a meditative state, forgetting the self while engaging in work creates a beautiful, uninterrupted flow, like an endless river of creativity that feels infinite. At least until the clock decides to be rude again. And this desire for novelty, it's not merely a quirky obsession, it's hardwired in our brains. The thrill of seeking out new experiences can light a fire in our synapses. It's like an invitation to dance at the rhythm of the unexpected. So, whether you're an artist splashing colors on a canvas, a mathematician crunching numbers, or just looking for inspiration in everyday life, remember, that delightful synergy of creativity, structure, and the pursuit of joy is just waiting to be awakened in all of us. Curiosity has been a driving force in human survival since the days of our ancestors. The same neurotransmitters that urged early humans to scout for food and safe havens now compel us to seek adventure. Each time we encounter something new, dopamine floods our brains, rewarding us with a delightful jolt. This is why exploration feels like a worthy treasure hunt. Isn't it funny how the urge to peek behind the curtain translates into creativity and the occasional mischief? Some individuals seem to have a supercharged system when it comes to seeking novelty. Thanks to genetic tinkering, their brains reward discovery more intensely, making the mundane feel like a suffocating blanket. Monotony, yawn. For them, the thrill of the unknown is like an electric signal buzzing with possibility. Their urge to explore has sparked migration, innovation, and creativity, becoming not just a trend but a driving force throughout history. It's a blend of impulse and inspiration that has shaped civilization. Adventure seeking extends beyond mere whimsy. It's rooted in the evolutionary game plan. Throughout history, those bold enough to wander not only survived but thrived. Picture our ancestors, strapping on makeshift shoes made of mammoth hides, boldly trekking into unknown territories. This innate restlessness laid the groundwork for humans to span continents, tackle climate changes, and meet new challenges head on, a kind of thrill-seeking that became synonymous with humanity itself. While not everyone wants to scale mountains or brave rough seas, those who do often become sparks for collective progress. Their daring escapades pave the way for communal growth, making their calculated risks part of everyone's legacy. All of human history reads like a grand adventure story filled with curious souls who refuse to settle for the ordinary. Their journeys echo through the ages, urging us to explore the horizon. And then there's dreaming, that nightly festival of the subconscious where your inner self takes the spotlight. Instead of descending into a sleepy void, our minds crank up the volume on personality when we hit the snooze button. The rapid eye movement stage opens the floodgates, allowing imagination, anxiety, and reflection to run wild. Those with whimsical natures may find themselves in colorful dreamscapes, while worry-warts might battle through tension-filled nightmares. It's our psyche's eccentric theater. Interestingly, extroverts are like social butterflies even in the dream world. Their dreams often flutter through gatherings, laughter, and a tapestry of connections, with brain regions focused on empathy still firing on all cylinders. These dreamers craft narratives that careen between reality and fantasy. It's like their subconscious is conducting a nightly rehearsal of social interactions. Instead of feeling isolated, they wake up with a warm glow of belonging. On the flip side, neurotic dreamers may face more intense night terrors, bringing their daytime anxieties to the realm of the dream. It's a fascinating reminder that, even in sleep, our personalities entwine with our fears, hopes, and experiences, shaping our nighttime adventures. Ultimately, each dream cycle unfolds as a unique conversation between emotion and identity, revealing not just our dreams but who we are at our core. It's personal development with a hint of whimsy, all while our bodies recharge. Anxiety has a knack for crashing the slumber party, don't you think? Those emotional ringmasters, the amygdala and anterior cingulate cortex, are in full swing while we dream, whipping up nightmares that pack a punch with fear and helplessness. But let's be clear, these aren't the mind's way of giving you a bad report card. They're actually simulations, practice runs for when life hands you a crisis. Sadly, if you're prone to incessant worrying, you might wake up feeling just as tense as you did when you drifted off, as if your body just ran a marathon of emotional turmoil. Yet, it's not all doom and gloom. These vivid nightmares hold treasure troves of opportunities. They're like unsolicited therapists shining light on those shadowy fears hiding in your mind, creating openings perfect for introspection and healing. In therapy, dissecting these recurring nightmares often uncovers unspoken anxieties fueling our waking lives. It's like having a personal GPS guiding you toward emotional growth, transforming even the scariest dream into a stepping stone toward self-awareness. Now, let's talk about the curious world of lucid dreaming. It's like being the director of your own movie, where dreaming meets creativity head-on. Creative types are more likely to experience this phenomenon, thanks to their brains being a delightful mishmash of conscious and unconscious connections. With this superpower, they can navigate effortlessly between fantasy and reality in their sleep, launching them into astonishing dream adventures where they can fly, sing, or even debate with historical figures. These sessions can feel so vividly exhilarating that emotional and logical regions of the brain join forces, creating a magical blend of imagination and reasoning. But wait, there's more. Ever found yourself sleepwalking? It's not just sleep acting gone wrong. It's a bewilderingly strange dance through the twilight of consciousness. Those with impulsive tendencies might find themselves wandering in a sleep-induced daze because why not? With their arousal system on high alert, their bodies leap into action while the mind somnolently snoozes away. Stress, irregular sleep, emotional overload. Yep, all contributors that kick this spectacle into full gear. It's as if your sleepy self is stretching the boundaries between worlds, leaving you with only a hazy remembrance come morning. And if you're sitting at the table of high openness, you'll likely remember your dreams in exquisite detail. That blend of memory and imagination adds a delightful layer to your nightly escapades. Curious and introspective folks seize those dream fragments upon waking, thanks to the hippocampus cranking up its activation during rapid eye movement sleep. By morning, those fleeting sensations can transform into rich, vivid narratives that enrich your waking life. Dreams become fertile ground for self-reflection, allowing you to unravel emotional themes that whisper from the depths of your subconscious. Here's a fun fact. Your sleeping posture can spill the tea on your emotional state. It's like a silent language, revealing the unsung stories your body tells while your mind rests. So, if you wake up tangled like spaghetti or sprawled out like a starfish, it might just be your body's way of communicating its emotional undercurrents. Each position can reflect the different shades of your psyche, reminding us that even in slumber, our personalities continue to weave their narratives, blending the realms of sleep and awakening seamlessly and humorously. Did you ever notice how the way we curl up in bed might say a lot about our emotional state? Those who resemble protective little turtles, pulling in tight, often have high sensitivity or possess instinctual guard dog vibes. Meanwhile, the sprawlers, living large, feel comfy and confident like they own the whole bed and possibly part of the universe. 2. Studies show that sleep positions can reveal psychological tones, highlighting links between our nighttime stances and daily lives. Take the fetal position, for example. It's cozy but often signals underlying anxiety and caution. In contrast, back sleepers tend to radiate confidence and openness, as if they're ready to embrace the world or their ceiling. Of course, we don't remain static while snoozing. Positions change throughout the night, sometimes reflecting the stresses or joys of the day we've just conquered. A tense shoulder might be the body's hint of unresolved stress lurking beneath the surface. The body is a candid storyteller in bed, revealing comfort levels that words might dread to express. Much like a craftily woven tapestry, sleep positions are not set in stone, rather they act as clues. They represent how our inner self negotiates intimacy and exposure while we dream, revealing the ongoing saga of who we are at the moment. Interestingly, our dream patterns can evolve, reflecting shifts in personality brought on by therapy, spiritual awakening, or life changes. If you've been chasing personal growth and transformation, you might notice subtler symbols popping up in your dreams. Once frightful nightmares may vanish like a magic trick, and fearful themes turn into exploration. It's like our brains are rebooting the emotional software, updating the dream world to mirror healing and progress even before we consciously recognize it. Each night, our minds play out this renewed balance, gently urging us to embrace inner peace as a long-lost friend. Dream journaling is a superpower for self-discovery. Putting pen to paper strengthens the connection between our unconscious musings and waking thoughts. Recording dreams turns fleeting emotions into tangible language, allowing us to study and reflect. Over time, we spot patterns, disarm fears, and even reveal insights we didn't know were lying in wait. This reflection builds metacognition, enhancing creativity by inviting imaginative play into our daily lives. Let's face it, personality isn't static. It's more like a lifelong duet between your biology and life experiences. While DNA lays the groundwork, It's the choices made along life's symphony that turn up the volume. Each relationship, every loss or gain rebuilds the mind's architecture, layering emotional tones and refining our unique temperament. Even as we age, the dialogue continues, retaining its identity while evolving gracefully through new experiences. Our minds are like galaxies constantly shifting and morphing. Within you resides a chorus of thoughts and memories forming the unique individual you call yourself. There's not just one version of you, but an endless dialogue shaped by nature and nurture. Personality isn't some fixed mask. It's an ever-changing landscape molded by winds of time and light. Each thought is a gentle wave flowing over that sea, and every breath draws you deeper into the embrace of stillness. As you ride those calming tides tonight, let your body relax into the supportive undercurrent beneath you. Embrace the soothing rhythm of the waves as they carry you further into the night. If you resonate with these quiet moments, consider giving a thumbs up, subscribing, or sharing your own thoughts below. Together, we can light the way for sleepy souls seeking solace, one sweet dream at a time. Now, take a deep breath and allow yourself to drift off. Good night.